Testing. Alright, good morning to ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to the first meeting with Doctorate Support Group. First of all, I would like to thank Juan Aita for all the arrangement. It's a very fruitful day and also informative day for everybody. Whereas just to introduce myself, okay, so everybody from UPS, or quite a number of them. How many of you from FEP, Faculty Economy Pengurusan? Anyone? Okay, anybody from Putra Business School? Okay, for those from Putra Business School, I hope you have seen me before in Putra Business School. Okay, because I was getting know of this information just now. Some of the UPM students told me that they never seen me in UPM. Okay, it means that I do not do a good marketing. So first of all, let me introduce myself. I belong to many organizations and many universities with a different arrangement because they would like me to help in different settings. That's why you can look at my different emails that I belong to .edu means education, the university, in different university like Uniraza. Okay, I believe that one of them from Uniraza. They just received the announcement on Monday or Tuesday, am I right? Okay. And I got appointed to be the director of Center of Executive Excellence for Uniraza. Whereas currently, just a very brief, sorry. Okay, very brief information about myself. I always tell my candidates that just don't call, in case outside university, just call me Jiseng would do because my age is not so old. Okay. Then I'm just an ikan bilis, okay, small potato in the university. Whereas currently I hold different posts like I'm the Dean of the Graduate School for IIC University of Technology, one. I'm the lecturer, lecturing marketing. I would say that most of the elective marketing subject for MBA, they have to see me. And of course, in Uniraza, so I just got appointed to be the director of CEE recently. And on top of that, I sit in many other academic panels, such as the one I don't want to read because you will get the slide later on, so you can read yourself. Whereas I will also be honored to be invited to sit in various journals as a reviewer, editorial boards, and others that you can see a panel of it over here. And every month I just take one job to be the examiner. That is one of my tasks every month. And I feel very happy because I will see the students coming with a laughing smile and going out with the This is a very common one. Okay, well, some of the common problems that we identify, it would be the first one, the most popular one, it would be the no consistency. Meaning that, okay, when they develop the PCs, alright, very interesting, they do the front and the middle, no relationship at all. And they do not understand the fundamental of what is the Ph.D. is about. So, just to have a fast survey of some questions. Okay, so one of the common questions, I don't like to stay in the stage because I believe walking around, having interaction with candidates is better than if I stay there and give a talk, you see. So that's why when I walk around, I'll pass the mic to some of you to test on your certain research methodology skill. Is it okay? No problem, thank you very much. One of the common questions that during PhD examination, the first question we always ask, what is your paradigm in terms of research? Alright? Because when you do a PhD, the term is called the philosophy. When we talk about philosophy, you have to understand the fundamental. I believe that a lot of people start to feel scared. Don't come to me. Okay, because I did qualitative research by analyzing verbal and non-verbal, so that now I'm observing who is the person who feels scared the most, so I'll pass the mic to the person. Alright? So, and some of the common questions that they don't even know what is a paradigm, what is a fundamental of a PhD. In fact, the very simple, I believe everybody knows the answer. Just only maybe the examiner used fantastic term, scared you away. Number one. Number two, last year we got a grant, okay, to do a research. Why in Malaysia, high enrollment of PhD, very low graduation? Because do you know that a lot of them take my brain to do their PhD, and if they talk to anybody in MOE under my brain, less than 30% graduated. Because of that, thank to y'all, so I got a grant to do the research. Why people have high enrollment, low graduation? There are several findings that we found after we interviewed 700 plus researchers of, I don't call it a student, I never call my PhD as a student, they are the researcher. So that's why it's more towards interaction with your candidates. If you have time, you can Google, YouTube my name, you can see some of the, how my candidates did their proposal defense. I video recorded down, and also their mock YY, I video recorded down also. Not only that, you're welcome to join my student mock YY if you're interested. Not the real YY, the mock YY. Because for me, at least I will go through 3 times of the mock session with my candidates before they go for a real examination. Because the reason why I need to protect myself, because the student will carry my name, number one. Number two, if they get sued, it means that indirectly I get sued. Because I'm a very naughty examiner, so every time I will sue student, then after that, I don't want my student to be sued. So that's why we already have a standard questions what to ask actually every time before you go for examination. Some of the common questions that we ask, your title is too general. One of the common questions that most of the examiner will ask. How does a researcher should answer? Any volunteers? Hello, or else I have to pass the mic already. Anybody would like to try? Anybody would like to try? For those try it correctly, I will present my book to the person, only one person. This is not an easy answer, but somebody please try. Anybody like to try, please? The question is, if the examiner asks you, your research title is too general, how would you defend it? I believe that a lot of you already go through proposal defense. Can I have anybody please? Or else I will start passing the mic from when I walk here, I calculate until 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. You have a chance to win a book.
Yeah, it's a good book. Okay, if an examiner asks me a question, I
have to go it down. Please observe me as an examiner. Usually how the examiner will look like, okay? Please observe me, yeah, when answering me, and I will tell you what is the reason why. Continue.
Okay, the question was the title of the research is too general, and you would like me to defend on it. Okay, first of all, I chose this title because it seems to me that it is appropriate.
Not like this, right? Not like this, right? No, right? No, right?
And
You. Thank you very much.
just a quick question to ask.
Sure.
Is that how you really do your connect?
Yes, you're right. Because you understand, when the examiner, I will give the answer in Doctorate Support Group Facebook for this answer. Please follow doctorate support group to know this answer. Okay? Number one, you have to understand that when the examiner asks you a question, there could be three possibilities. The first possibility is the examiner read your thesis. Then after that, they want to really know whether you understand or not. Number one. Number two, it could be the examiner do not know. They want to know what is it. Number three, actually, there is no answer for it. They want to test your EQ. Whether you really able to stand the stress of it. How good you handle difficult situation. And in case, I don't want to mention another of my good friend, also another AP from one of the public universities. Okay, both of us, if we sit together, we will have this kind of non-verbal to stimulate, to see how is the response of the candidates. Because some of the candidates, they really can black out with this. And some of the fantastic questions we can ask actually is to test the person how will you be able to answer, to handle questions. Not asking you for the right answer actually. For example, just only last month, okay, University Malaya, I'm the external examiner. Okay, I asked the candidates, the students using SEM, Structural Efficient Model. I asked, if your SPSS or AMOS break out, can you show by using formula how to calculate it? Okay, do you know how the candidates explain? The candidate try to explain, we are doing what we did just now. Not like this, not like this. Actually, I don't even listen to the answer. Because why? Actually, we are testing how the person handle the questions. It's not the real things that we ask. Of course, some of the things that we really ask for the information, like according to page 23, line 4, what do you mean by this? Of course, that is to test whether you understand the content. But not everything is about the content sometimes. Remember that. Alright? So talking about preparing proposal defense, I don't want to out of topic. In case if you want me to speak, you can YouTube my name. You can. I spoke in one of the events in AEU on the PhD journey. So you can YouTube that. I also video recorded down. Even though for today's session I video recorded down, I put in YouTube also to share with everybody. And from time to time, so you can, because now under CE, we will have quite a number of course review for free, just for information. Alright, any academicians, they can come for the research method for free for under CEE. Alright? So that's why even though in Putra Business School we have the colloquium, and nearly every month we have quite a number of free workshop and free training. I do not know why the UPM students do not even know about it. Okay, never mind. So that's why from time to time, there's quite a number of workshops they do. Just only as simple as how do you prepare your proposal defense, how do you talk, not writing on the proposal defense, then how do you face the YY examination. Alright? So all these are skills that you need to learn, because after you finish your PhD, you might be a consultant, you might be an academician. Even as a consultant, any question comes to you, so you have to know how to handle those questions. My advice to all the PhD, for those who are going to secret examination, is that don't argue with the examiner. If you really don't know, just know how to answer as simple as do not know. Because I really sometimes actually the students are inviting more questions actually. They try to create some unreasonable answers. When they create unreasonable answers, actually you create more questions to be asked. Remember this principle. Alright? If you know, answer. If you don't know, you're not sure, you just mention that this is something I'm not sure, I will look into it. That's as simple as that. Be frank, be direct. Okay. Talking about proposal defense, proposal development. So most of the students during PhD, when they come to you, so they will come up, I do not know what area to choose. And also from time to time, they would have a change of title. That's why title will only be determined before submission of thesis. So don't worry about that. But the most important, when you develop your proposal, you have to remember that key number one, you have to know what is the area of your study. So usually we use Socratic inquiry method to understand your study. please go and what is that called? You go to ProPress, get the article Socratic Inquiry. Okay, because it will be very useful when you do your literature review. Alright? So because it's how we ask deeper and deeper. For example, some of the students come to us I'm in an area of Putra Business School, we ask them, so in the area of marketing, because my expertise in the area of marketing and also sub-specialization in the area of consumer behavior and also management. So just for information, I'm not only supervising students from Putra Business School, I'm supervising students from Asia E University, AEU, and also now I need to supervise students from Uniraza as well. So this would be the task that, not only that, I'm also the examiner for NTUST, National Taiwan University of Science and Technology, National Taiwan Universities, as an examiner from time to time. So talking about the development of the proposal, so number one, zone down your study. So from business, so go to marketing. Under marketing, we ask them, so many areas of marketing, service marketing, all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marketing, which one is your interest? Then after that, they choose the subject they want. So let's say they choose consumer behavior. Then after that, I will open the textbook, ask them, under consumer behavior, there's so many topics. Would you have interest or motivation, learning, then after that, consumer decision making, ethics, and others. What is their interest? Then after zoom down from there, so we ask them, let's say they talk about decision making. So we'll ask these candidates to go and find out what is the content under decision making the person have interest. Remember that a lot of candidates come to you telling me like this, the current social problem is this, I want to solve that, this problem. So when they write the thesis, so it becomes a business proposal, not the thesis. Because another common, during proposal defense, I found out this is very common one question, which is, okay, they say, the whole study conducted in UK and it's not conducted in Malaysia. So there is a contribution that's why it's a niche market. Nobody conducted it in Malaysia. Hello, this is Ph.D. So we talk about contribution for the body of knowledge, not different contexts. Remember that. So another one very interesting, when I become the examiner, so in their proposal methodology, they mention this statement. Okay, I have my researcher, it means he's the main researcher, then after that he employed a few other researchers to do data collection. I remember there is one professor, I didn't ask this question, the professor asked the researcher, is your candidates get a PhD or you get a PhD? Okay, remember that. Another during proposal defense, statistic analysis, the person answered like this, I have consulted the statistician from my department. Okay, then I heard that particular professor answer that, so ask your statistician to come for YY examination. The more you undergo, because I'm still learning, the more you become examiner, the more questions that you listen from other panel experts. So that's why for this year, we are producing one book. It's called Completing PhD Without Permanent Head Damage. Okay, written together with Professor Maisara from the Deputy Dean of UKM, Prof. Ramaya from USM, Prof. Azila from UUM, Prof. Lawiya from University of Malaya, and a few other academicians not in Malaysia. Each of us is writing one small chapter compiled to be a book published by Benedict UKM by end of this year. So there's one of the book that we are working on. Another book that we are working on in the statistic analysis, we use the illustration to share with the candidates. So that's why all the no, remember, don't repeat it during your write-up of your proposal write-up. So talking about that, you have to understand, before you start doing any research, you have to know your own weaknesses. What are the areas the examiner will look into before you start doing your proposal? Even though for those who already complete a proposal defense, please get ready the following slide. You must know how to answer. If you're not able to answer, so I would say that congratulations, usually. After the, I think you know during Viva examination, so after the session, the students are invited out, we have discussion, then invited them in again. I always have this statement, alright? Because everybody don't want to be the bad person, so I have been pushed to say this statement. Congratulations, so you have to revival again. We are giving you 12 months, okay? So that's why these are the, in that particular book, we also compile not all, some of the common questions quoted by the examiner during the Viva example. For example, some of the common comments by examiner, I don't want to read one by one. The reason why, because you get the slide, so if you have any curiosity, you got my email, you can write to me or you can WhatsApp me. Okay? So I will answer you from time to time. So that's why these are the research that some of the common questions that we found. There's no theory, for example, literature not enough, then they do not know what is a literature review is about. Then after that, there's no link between literature review and also the problem statement. Problem statement is not linked to the needs of study. The needs of study not linked to the research question. Then after that, the data analysis not linked back to the, not answering the research question. So, a very common questions that I ask my researcher, in question 1 to question 4, actually what is the objective of it? Oh, don't know. I just put it there first. I'm not sure whether you have this kind of experience. Some of the questionnaire, in your questionnaire, you do not know what is the function, or you do not know what are you measuring. Because you use the word adaptation. I adapt from another researcher, you know. So that's why the researcher put it there, I put it there. Yeah, during supervision, I encountered this, one of the common questions, common answers by the researcher. They do not know what are they measuring, what is the objective of the measuring. The reason why they do not know, because during planning stage of your proposal, you do not plan well. So this is one of the problem. Why? That's why during your proposal defense, after your proposal defense, before you start write up your whole thesis, please make sure you do it very well, systematic. That's why students under my supervision, I don't want them to start writing first. Because if I ask them to start writing, they might have, I might be more headache because they can write wonders. So they can, in fact, PhD we have to zoom down, am I right? So whereas they use conversion, wider. So because of this, so that's why we always want the candidates. For me, our question, for example, 1.0 is called introduction. 1.1 is called background study. Now the background study, how do you write background study? For example, you can use Ph.D. to analyze. Okay, so Ph.D. for those of business, for sure you know what I'm talking about. Ph.D. political, economical, societal, and also technological. And also under the background study, you must back up yourself with a very brief of the what is happening in the industrial evolution, a very brief one. Because the details you have to give it during your literature review. Alright? So this is what we are going to evaluate. From the background study, so you zoom down to the problem statement. That's why I cannot, I don't want to read all this slide because you can read it. So I prefer to give one practical example, how to develop. Even though in case anybody would like to give me one title in business, not in business, I can develop the whole proposal right here, less than 30 minutes, the whole thing. Okay? So that's why it's very important you sit down with your supervisors. The supervisor will guide you how to go about. For example, recently one of the PhD students came to me, okay, I think about 2 weeks back. 2 weeks back came to me and we sit down together. In less than 1 month, okay, he finished developing. So I plan to send him for proposal defense after another 1 month, after brush up the English, because I want him to send for English editor first, because my English also half +6, so it's better for him to send to a professional editorial board. Unfortunately, okay, just warn for those from UPM, beware. I have experience asking my students to send to the English editor. After sending to editor come back, I don't see any I don't know, I don't see a significant change of it. I'm quite upset with it. And the person paid quite expensive for that services. Okay, but I do not know where to get a good service, so that's why Doctorate Support Group should be able to help my candidates from the tree of the school that I sit in as a supervisor at the moment. So just to brief you from how it is. So the student he's from accounting background, but whereas for UPM, for Putra Business School, we have to have one chairman and also two of the member. Okay, I'm not sure the other university. I believe University of Malaya is not like that. Okay, so whereas I'm the member, because the main chairman is somebody very high enough, he have no time to supervise, he throw to ikan bilis to jaga the student. Okay, the student's background is in the area of accounting, but I joined accounting and also marketing into one area. They talk about factors contribute to the deviant behavior among accountants in public listed company. Okay, so over here, after you got the title, remember the title should not be more than 12 words as a principle. Why? It's easier for you to publish in the future. Number one. A good title should have IV and also TV. Alright? The second criteria. The third criteria of yours, a good title, it should also contain the subject of what is your sample actually. So this one you can see IV, DV over here. Okay, factors and also the deviant behavior, direct. Then after that, the sample, the accountants in PLC. However, remember that after you got the title, don't start reading the literature review yet. It's too early. I always say it's too early. You have to define first what is the operation definition. During your operation definition, then after that, it actually give you what is the meaning. Can you see this title? So which meaning, which word that would have the ambiguous? Number one, what do you mean by deviant behavior? What do you mean? Okay, second one, accountant. I graduate from Help University, and let's say, for example, I graduate from Help University, I'm not an MIA member. Am I an accountant? In my job title, accountants. So is there your inclusive sample? If you're able to spell out this one clearly, the examiner, when they read it, when you do any presentations, so it's clear. Alright? So that's why make sure you have a clear operation definition. Then after that, only you start doing your literature map. What does it mean by literature map? You have to start reading journals. And a lot of students, okay, when I'm having conversation with my son, the dean of the FEP of UKM, we found out one very sad information, which is the students are doing literature reporting, not literature review. And according to her, even though some of the lecturers also sound macam, it's really shocking. What is the difference? Let me ask one person. I'm going to calculate until 5 now. What is actually the literature review? And some of the literature review is defined as reading the literature, then you critics. Is it true? Yes. Thank you very much for the mistake. This is one of the common mistakes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, literature review is actually not about just only simply read the literature. Okay, literature review can be described as if you meet a long lost friend. What you want to update the person about the outcome or the area of your study. This is what we call literature review. Okay, I want to ask how to read a literature review. Can I have you please? Okay, remember, over here we are learning. It's okay to be wrong. I also can be wrong, so what?
Just read the abstract and conclusion first.
Oh, sorry, I need to zoom down my question. During proposal writing. Abstract and also?
Conclusion.
Conclusion. Which kind of conclusion should I read?
I need check the abstract and function first, and is it okay with your topic, and then proceed.
Okay, reading. So how should I read? How should I read? Which part I have to read? Should I read methodology? Should I read analysis? Should I read? Where should I read? What should I